Hey guys, and welcome to your daily mobility flow. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you're ready for a great stretch. I hope it ends up being a great stretch. All right, let's start. One lunge. I just realized I still have my shoes on. So yeah, I guess now you guys know I wear shoes in the house sometimes. Anyways, we're gonna go here, and we're gonna add that foot to the hand. So hand to foot here. I'm gonna lean back, grab this. You might want to support. But we're just gonna kind of hang out here for a second actually. You can kind of work back and forth, in and out, or like rotate, or just sit. I'm gonna just sit for today. I'll probably work it a little bit, but yeah, I didn't put this on. I know you guys probably think that I have a wardrobe person because of how classy I dress most of the time. I don't. It's just me and whatever I put on whenever. So yeah, this is what I was wearing when I decided to start setting everything up to shoot the video. So this is what I'm stretching in. Keep adding that foot, and then you work the hips down, get it up into the hip flexor and quad. You can take the foot away a little bit and add a little bit extra hip if you need to. You can kind of play with angle of the knee, angle of the hip. In order to change that stretch, we're going to spend just about a minute and a half on each side for this today. This might be a little bit of a selfish kind of thing, but my hips are crazy tight. After finishing all that stuff I told you about in the last video, if you don't know what I'm talking about, shame on you, you should have been here on Friday. After finishing all of that stuff, all right, let's change sides. My hip flexors are tight. I thought I'd be more sore. Ooh. Not crazy sore anymore. I mean, I did a 10-mile ruck, so a 30-pound pack on. Basically, my house is exactly 5 miles from the gym, so I rucked to the gym and back on Friday. Yes, Friday. And then I had to do 375 jumping squat jumps, 375 jumping lunges or split jumps per leg. So actually 750 total. And then 250 burpees. Is that it? And a 3-mile run. That's what I did on Friday. So I expected my legs to be really sore on Saturday, but it wasn't that bad, but my hip flexors are definitely tight. So this might be more for me than it is for you. I guess this is all kind of for me. You know, part of shooting these videos for you guys is, you know, hopefully to grow the channel a little bit and to get people stretching and feeling better, but also it's accountability for me too, to stretch 5 times a week at least. Because if you have ever spent any time around me working out, I prefer to not warm up. It's like not a thing that I enjoy. All right, rest. I know I'm like, obviously in this situation, the stretching guy, but I'm not. Let's pigeon it up. Okay, yep. Okay, yep. Hip flexors are still tight. But most of my life I'm not the stretching guy. I don't spend a lot of time stretching, which I think is actually why this channel could be really useful, because I don't think you need to spend hours stretching in order to get a change. If you can be consistent and you can do the right things, you can keep looking for different corners that are tight instead of just going through the motions. I guess it's kind of like exercise. When you do the right exercise, you don't need to go crazy on the amount, as long as you get the right dosage and then you recover from it. And I think stretching is pretty similar. And it's a lot like building strength in that it can be really hard to develop and take a lot of consistency and a lot of patience. But once you have it, it's really hard to lose. as long as you just use it every now and again, your mobility, it's really tough to get rid of. Kind of like strength. As long as you use your strength every now and again, it's really tough to get rid of. It could be, it's not, you can't build it with a little tiny dosage. One session a week, one session every other week, but you can definitely maintain it. Oh, let's change sides. Whoa. So, when I was in college, I used to, when I started working out at 19, I decided instead of paying for a gym membership, I would just start buying equipment. And so I did, and that's kind of how I became a trainer. Because I had the equipment, so all my friends came over to work out with me. And I had no clue what I was doing at all, but I was the trainer. So I would work out and they would watch me, and then they would work out and I would watch them. We just didn't have enough stuff. Sometimes even work out at the same time. Oh, big pop. So like I just kind of became a trainer by default at like 19 years old. So when I was in college, I used to drive to the gym one day a week, like literally all the other days I worked out in my garage, either by myself or with a friend, or sometimes I would work out in the morning and a friend would come over in the afternoon and then they would do the same workout. But on Wednesdays, I would drive 20 or 25 minutes to get to the gym. Let's go back to the first side. Let's get a double up here. I would drive 20, 25 minutes to get to the gym that I went to at the time. And the class that I took started at like 4, maybe. I can't remember exactly, but it was around that time, like mid to late afternoon. And it was their first evening class of the day, but I was so eager to work out that day, and I had such a long drive that I would get there like 40 minutes early. So if class started at 4, I would get there at like 3:20. Sometimes, like the gym switch, it'd still be dark. The coaches would be like eating a late lunch because they're done coaching classes and the gym's just closed for a little while. And I would be in there foam rolling and stretching for 40 minutes mostly because I just wanted to be in the gym. That's just where I wanted to be. And just that investment, at college age made a huge difference now. I feel like I don't have to spend a ton of time stretching anymore to really get, to have pretty good mobility. All right, let's rest for a second and then we're gonna hit the bottom of a squat. This is not the bottom of a squat, but that's where we're gonna go next. Bottom of the squat. If you need to hang on to something, you can, but we're gonna work your hamstrings and hips. So we're gonna sit at the bottom. I'm gonna leverage my elbow on the inside of one side, and I'm gonna drive my hip out the other way, and then I'm gonna change sides. Then I'm gonna go fingers under my toes, hips up, head down, push the knees back, get a hamstring stretch, and then come back down. And we're just gonna go shout, lean away, push out, lean away. Hips up, head down, get a little bit more active here. A little bit less passive than we were with the pigeon and lizard, I guess is what it's called. Hips up. This is one of my favorites. If I am gonna prep for like a squat session or an Olympic weightlifting session, this almost always happens. And then as my hips start to feel warm, I'll work to my ankles. I'll show you on the next one. Let's go hips up, head down. And then I'll come down and I'll work kind of ankle side to side like this, pushing down knee to the ground. And then I'll switch and I'll work other ankle, kind of rolling from big toe or rocking on the inside of my foot to the outside. Come back, hips up, head down. Just keep working the hamstrings, ankles. Your legs are probably starting to burn if you're doing it right. My legs are starting to burn. Hips up, head down. Good. Let's stand up for a second. Oh, there goes my head. All 7'1" of me just got got cut out of the frame. We'll spread them a little bit. Good thing I wore my shoes today, and we're just gonna hinge and come down, and we're just gonna hang out here for a second. Kind of finish off those hamstrings a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much how I became a trainer. Bought equipment instead of paying for a gym membership when I started working out at like 19, and just screwed up. Part of me wishes, I mean, obviously I like the way my life has turned out, but part of me wishes that would have found a coach early on, someone who would really help me with my goals and really knew what they were doing. Most of the things, let's push those one knee out, drop that hip down. We'll kind of work side to side like this for a second. So knee out, hips towards that foot. Just found someone who knew what they were doing, because I had no clue. And I learned pretty much by making mistakes, and I could have saved myself a lot of time, and I could have made a lot of progress a lot faster if I wouldn't have tried to go at it alone, which is exactly why I became a coach. It's like, you don't have to go at it alone. Having somebody else who's got experience and can say, hey, trust me, this is gonna work. Stick to the plan. Remember what your goal is. Let's keep working towards it. Good. All right, back to the middle. I spent years before I really made the progress I had wanted to make in the beginning. I made progress, enough progress that my friends wanted to come over and work out with me because they saw me changing, but knowing what I know now could have been a lot different. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your daily mobility flow. Thanks for being here. Looking forward to a great week. I will see you guys tomorrow.